This is the AfricaTelevision AIT, the window to Africa, and the only channel you can assess what happens in Africa and where you can get to know what is happening within Africa. And welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. Only on this program, every Saturday, every week, we'll give you that information you need to keep your life safe and secured. That is why it's known as the Security and Safety Weekly Tonic, for you to keep your life safe and secured. My name still remains Patrick Abambu. Today, we're going to bring you a whole lot of things that has to do with the security of your life and my life. Wherever you are, thanks for staying tuned and enjoy the program for today. Yes, during the last week, there were incidents that happened in Borno State, talking about, I know, where some travelers were attacked and killed. It's a sad situation. Security Watch Africa has been able to monitor the situation, and as time goes on, we'll give you the true situation of what happened there. We believe that the war against terrorism and insurgency must be won. All Nigerians must join hands together to ensure that we successfully overcome this evil man that wants to make this country unsafe for us. But that would take us to our reports. Security Watch Africa decided to find out from some Nigerians, both on the street and those who have visited the troubled areas, to find out what they feel about the issue of reported insecurity and the clamor for the sacking of service chiefs. Sit back as we bring you this report from Security Watch Africa correspondent today.
Since the advent of Boko Haram disastrous adventure in Nigeria over a decade ago, several tactical measures and approach have been initiated by the Nigerian government and the military. Some of these measures are assisted in decimating and reducing the potency of this daredevil insurgents and terrorist group. Outright military approach and non-military approach have been carried out systematically, but one area that seems to agitate the minds of well-meaning Nigerians is communities and citizens' involvement in the fight against insurgency and terrorism. To what level has the communities and citizens been involved? How can communities and citizens help to defeat insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria? Is there a need for the change of leadership in Nigerian security sector? Some Nigerians on the street gave answers to these questions.
Well, as regards to what is currently happening in the country today, I think it's politics. When you look at it, the military are trying their best. And that is why when we go to Southwest, we see what is happening in the Southwest. They discover that it is abnormal for innocent people to be killed. They now introduce their own way of coping it.
What I'm saying is that we need to support the military or the Nigeria, because all this the problem is from we, the masses, that we don't have security in their houses. Why can't we be a security by ourselves? Not a military to come and secure us. But it's the best thing to let us stand and secure the whole nation, not the military people.
The best way out now for me is community policing. If you can get people within the community to mount their security and be watchful within their domain there, I think something good will come out of it.
There's nothing here that is hidden. It's not an issue about soldiers, policemen, and whoever. No, it's about all of us. We come out and say, this man is a stranger, this is what he's doing, we don't know what he's doing, let's come and handle the situation. It's not a problem of security agencies. The security agencies are trying very well, but they need the support, like we are all saying. But let's face the truth. Let people come out. You can't see a stranger around your house and you keep quiet. People do a lot of strangers around your environment and you keep quiet. No, it's not the truth. Come out and tell it so that society can be better for everybody and safer for people to live in.
Some media experts with knowledge on the true situation in the troubled region of Nigeria spoke to Security Watch Africa.
There are some who are Judas in the military and who have been found to either be giving information out to these bad boys. I was in Samisa once, and then I was privileged to attend one of the courts, court martial, where they were court martialing a senior officer and some junior officers over how their dealings with the Boko Haram, and it was an eye-opener. That alone, the internal cleansing that is happening alone gives one the hope that yes, that there's a lot that is being done, that members of the public don't even know what is happening in the military. The military has been doing a lot, and what I think what they should be doing is that once in a while they let the public to know what they are doing, so that this aspect of whereby the members of the public don't understand what they are doing, and then it's only what they hear, they will now feast on it and then come up with different talks about it. But when the military try as much to open up information to members of the public and to know how they are what they are doing, just like what is happening in Afghanistan. The American military, they try to air some of their achievements into this thing and talk to them. The same thing in Somalia, the same thing in Iraq. So if you don't do this, the people will only follow information they get. Nigerians should understand what our Nigerian military is going through. And you've got to also understand the same military that is facing the insurgents, and then when one issue happens in Lagos or in Imo State, you still draft the same military to come and start working there. You are depleting their manpower and their strength to come and be doing this. What is the population of the Nigerian military? They are not understanding this thing. If they understand the pressure we as Nigerians are putting on the military, we will not be doing what we are doing now.
I believe the media has a very critical role to play. And the media has two components. Let me put it that way. The old media and the new media. That is a traditional or mainstream media, like your own, like the newspapers we have, the traditional radio and television stations we have, and the rest. And of course the new media, which entails the social media. We need to, as much as possible, stop sensationalism. Whenever, of course, Boko Haram is getting emboldened because of the infiltration of ISWAP, that is Islamic State West African Province. They have a lot of resources, a lot of equipment, weapons that they use, very modern weapons that they use, but they have never and will never overwhelm the Nigerian military. So whenever we get the negative narrative that, okay, they have killed so number of soldiers, let's never believe that. And even if we believe it, let's stop circulating it. Because we can only circulate that news with glee when it doesn't affect us. But even if it doesn't affect you as a person, you have to realize that it affects somebody else, who is a human being like you. The military belongs to Nigeria, not Muhammad Buhari, not General Tukurisu Burate. These are leaders that come and go. Before General Buhari, there was Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. He was the commander-in-chief at the time. Now Buhari is the commander-in-chief up to 2023. After May 29, 2023, Nigeria is going to have another commander-in-chief of the armed forces. You understand? So, and of course we have had so many service chiefs in the past, which means nobody can stay there forever. So let's allow these people to continue fighting this war as diligently as they are doing. Let's give them the support we could. And I'm sure they will do a lot more.
From the views of these Nigerians, it is obvious that there's an urgent need for communities and citizens to join hands with the government and give moral and psychological support to the Nigerian army, which will help to ensure that Nigeria is made safer than it is today. Shirley Daniels, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Welcome back. Really, I think we can add more to it. Nigerians and all well-meaning persons living in Nigeria must support the fight against insurgency and terrorism. Just like the Chief of Army Staff did say some few days ago, that what we have now is terrorism. Insurgency have been largely defeated, and Nigerians must put every effort to ensure that we overcome these devils. Yes, we would tell you that wherever it's happening, Security Watch Africa will be there to bring you that information. We'll come back to you.
Security Watch Africa has gone beyond the shores of Africa now. What they are doing, when you watch the media, the electronic and print medias, you hear the stories of Security Watch Africa, you'll be wondering, what's going on? Because we Africans, we have this tendency of not showcasing the talents and what we do. But Security Watch Africa has exhibited that talent, and they have done well to share the information, to tell members of the world that what you are thinking about the security in Africa, it is not so. You can see from the military, be it Navy, Air Force, Army, Civil Defense, Road Safety, and in fact, or indeed, the mother of internal security, that is the Nigerian police. Security Watch Africa is already there. Is it Ghana? Is it Cote d'Ivoire? Is it Senegal, Sierra Leone? Name it. All over. Niger, Benin Republic, Togo, they are all over. Cameroon, they are all over. This is what we expect. With this kind of information, it gives synergy among countries that will fight the transnational crimes that are manifesting its ugly faces within this sub-region. And this is what we are talking about. It's not just to sit on a television and then you talk about security. Security Watch Africa, they go deep into the arena, into where the war is going on. Look at what happened some couple of weeks or a month back. He was during the heat of the Boko Haram. Security Watch Africa was there live, reporting what's going on. This is the kind of thing that we needed.
Welcome back. Yes, just like the CP Garbo Madise, we're available to get you the information you need to keep your life safe and secure. Make a date with us every week. We'll bring you that information. You can also follow us on our social media platforms and get more information. Send your questions so that we can get the answers to you. Yes, we're also looking at the issues not only of physical security, we also look at the issue of health. We believe that the threat of Lassa Fever all over Nigeria and the whole of West Africa is something that can be handled. So we decided to also find out from the medical personnel what can be done to prevent or take care of Lassa fever.
Lassa fever has claimed so many lives. And while we are thinking that it would be easy to curtail, it has proven to be very difficult to handle. And the reasons are not far-fetched. For as long as our lifestyle remains the same, the mode of transmission remains the same, I'm sorry to say that Lassa fever has come to stay. We have to learn how to manage it. If you look at the route of transmission, it's a zoonotic infection. It means it's passed on from animal to man, from a particular species of rat, Myostomys rat, a family of rat. So their feces or their urine on food material, or even on plates and pots. Before possibly you cook with them, you could rub it off, carry it with your hands, and before you know it, it's already spreading. So it's common in the rural area, where hygiene is very poor, where lifestyle is still very sedentary. And so you could imagine in a village, maybe at the fringes of the town, where most of the population, they are farmers. So with this kind of disease that they will easily get by eating rats, trying to provide protein for the family, or drinking gari, which ab initio, the processing method is so local, you would just imagine what goes on. And the way it spreads from one person to another, the people I pity most in this scenario are actually the healthcare providers at the primary healthcare, where the patient possibly would arrive first, and then before you move to secondary facilities. And so when the patient comes, the natural assumption is to think that the person has malaria, the person has fever. Because they may not come at the point when they are already bleeding through their nose, or when they have already developed other symptoms that are so classical of this medical condition. So when they present, those who will attend to them initially will be doing that thinking they are dealing with just minor malaria. So they are not prepared, they are not gauged up, so they may not take universal best precautions in handling such patients that will come with fever, only for it to turn out that it is not just ordinary fever, it is hemorrhagic fever, which is another name for Lassa fever.
Welcome back. It's a sad situation, but there is hope that if we can all imbibe the culture of hygiene, personal hygiene, then we'll overcome this menace that has taken over 1,000 lives in Nigeria. We're talking about Lassa fever, and coronavirus is also there, but I'm sure that with God and with our personal effort, we'll overcome it. Yes, last week we started a report on the interaction we had with in Anambra State with the Commissioner of Police and the Special Advisor to the Governor of Anambra State on security, on what is being done on the issue of farmers menace, and we'll continue with that interaction now. You know, you made a statement that everybody is welcome, is one Nigeria. But in some states, so to say, they are asked that these Fulanis are troublemakers and they should not come to their land to graze, and that has even hit up the situation. Well, here you seem to work with everybody amicably. Do you think that this model can actually be replicated in other states in this country?
Yes, it can and it should, actually, because it's working here. I just give an example of how the committee was constituted. In other places, if I'm the governor, I want to use my relatives, my friends, my party loyalists.
Yeah.
But no, every member was chosen carefully because of the intrinsic value of that person in this. I just mentioned the issue of the Commissioner of Police. I also have a member in civil defense to be a backup to the police, just in case we want to go to the field today, no. And we don't have time to call the task force. Then the CP and another member with a policeman. I mean, I just arrange 1 or 2 policemen. So does the civil defense. I will have army men following us. So it's working. People should just emulate it, okay? And then don't come in. It's a very dicey issue, okay? Like I said, cattle are not human beings. They don't know the difference between green grass and cassava. Everything is green, so everything is food. So of course, they don't know the boundary between Enugu State and Anambra State. They just cross over and then they are destroying something here. But with perseverance and understanding, knowing that we have a symbiotic relationship. I mean, I eat beef, it's from cow, okay? The header is Gary, it's from my farm. Therefore, we should learn how to, interlive, live together. Everybody respecting each person's sensibilities. Okay, don't destroy my farms. I won't kill your cow. And of course, we have this template, as the GP has said. If you destroy, have a template. We know how to count number of stems of cassava you destroyed, and we multiply by such amount, and you pay. You kill one cow, we know how we have a cost. You must pay. So, like I said, this one acts as deterrent to anybody. Not too much, but at least I don't want to lose, say, 50,000 naira just because my one cattle strayed into a farm. So, what do? I take care of my cattle.
Okay, so finally, incidentally, the IGP is a man who is passionate about making sure that the entire Nigeria is well policed and well protected, and he's pursuing vigorously the community policing strategy as a way to help policing more effectively. You are one of those that have been singled out as a police officer that is passionate about the issue of community policing. A few days from now, there will be the Southwest Conference, Summit by the IG. Anambra will be on the spotlight because you have a lot of programs that you are. What will Anambra State, drawing from this, be telling the entire Southwest zone in terms of crime fighting generally?
You mean Southeast zone?
Yes, Southeast, sorry.
In fact, we will not be depending on hyperboles. We will boldly tell our colleagues, Southeast governors or Southeast states, let me not be specific, that Anambra State is the safest state, one of the safest states in the Federation. And what is the magic? It's the same policemen you have in Anambra State that you have in other states. We didn't drop from heaven or from somewhere, some planet. What is the magic? The magic is that, one, the chief executive of Anambra State has a way of propelling the police in Anambra State. Recall, I told you recently, I am proud to say I'm one of those few privileged police officers in Africa that has 9 motorized CCTV vehicles with 360-degree eyes and about 7 kilometers radius. How many states in Africa have that? You may have stationary CCTV cameras in some state capitals, in some countries, but I'm talking about motorized. I can stay here and I'll call my friend and say, look, move the camera at Upper Eweka, take it to Owerri Road at XYZ location. They do that. There are vans there to tow them there. We keep moving them. That alone is a deterrent. And wherever it is deployed, every event happening there is recorded. It can be played back for intel analysis. So the message will be taken to the Southeast if we are asked. My governor will be very bold to tell them that he is going the extra length. There's no rocket science. He's encouraging the security agencies in the state. Recently, he gave the Nigerian police alone 70 smart cars, apart from the motorized CCTV cameras that go above 7 meters high and 360 degrees and several kilometers from where they are located. How many states have got that? So this encourages us because there's a push factor. Go there and work. And of course, we are delivering on the mandate.
Welcome back. Security Watch Africa decided to see firsthand the workings of these CCTV camera, motorized CCTV cameras the Commissioner of Police spoke about. And we were led by the state's Operation Ops Officer as CSP Williams Odumu. So sit back as we bring you the details of how the CCTV camera works. A team of policemen here with this camera. What is it meant for?
Thank you. Good evening. Actually, we are in the popular Unizik Junction. As you can see, this is a place where we have a lot of influx of persons. And it's also a place where we see a lot of committing both within the command and outside the states. This system is actually a CCTV to pick crimes within this area and movements of persons within the radius of like 7 kilometers. And it helps us to also respond to crime within this area. And you can see our men are every man on standby every time to also respond to these incidences as they so occur.
Yeah, we understand that this is also a mobile camera, so it can be moved.
Yes, yes, it's also movable. If we have an incident beyond the radius, we can also move it closer to that place to quickly mount for us to keep surveillance of that. So probably we have something like a collapsed building or something, or where we need responding or there's issue, we can move it there to get the view of the place. So it's movable. That's like a job purpose, just like not just fixed. You can also move it to the place for closer monitoring.
This is another of the police vehicle and the CCTV camera. Why this location?
Okay, this location was chosen by the command management because of the strategic points the place to state. One is one of our getaway or that's our enter and exit points into the state. This is the Enugu-Awka expressway by the express, and this is one of the junctions that goes into Ebenebe. This is one of the points where we used to have cases of criminals they kidnap people, or the state vehicles go into this road because of the loose road into it. But since the installation of this, it helps us to monitor.
Welcome back. Unfortunately, we do not have enough time to continue with that detailed explanation of how it works. But this is to serve as deterrent to criminals, not to, because if you attempt to commit anything in Anambra State, you are sure to be caught. And no wonder the command has been busting so many criminal activities that have been taking place in the state. Kudos to the Anambra State government, the governor, and the police entirely. Until we come away again next week, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.